67 years ago, opening words of President Abraham Lincoln's most famous speech. His Gettysburg Address moved people then and now.
If we could all be thinking a little bit the way Lincoln thought about decency and caring.
Abe Lincoln is a favorite muse of New Hampshire artist Susan Rock. The 16th president makes up a significant part of her collection. Watercolor paintings and fabric art, quotes sewn into her designs.
This one is really important. It says, "Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally." You don't feel anger coming out of that sentence. He's just making a statement. And that feels so different than the way people seem to be communicating today. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody.
This collage uses 4 different kinds of fabric with embroidery. Did you purposefully go with dark colors because you're talking about evil?
You got it.
You'll notice at least one Lincoln postage stamp on each of her fabric pieces. The stamps came from her father's extensive collection she inherited when he passed. Some date back to the 1950s. This one's 3 cents.
Yeah, this one's 4. And I got to thinking about who he was, and it just rolled from there. And of course, I've done quite a bit of reading about Lincoln, and he really is an astounding person.
She felt compelled to start painting the Civil War president, finding hope for the future through Lincoln's words. He's essentially the only famous person she depicts, grabbing photos from the Library of Congress. Here she captures Lincoln in the battlefield, telling his generals how to run the war.
You can see that there's some pink kind of around him, and that's the steam coming out because he's being told how to do his job.
He doesn't like that.
He doesn't like it too much.
Susan was 30 years old when she first picked up a paintbrush. She waited another 30 years before she took formal watercolor classes. Sewing was her first exposure to the arts. She learned as a young girl, watching her aunt, who was a milliner.
My aunt really never taught me anything. It was all watching. And, she'd take a piece of straw like this and begin to form it into a hat. And that always just impressed me.
Susan took up needlework, mastering intricate sewing techniques. From a distance, this piece that hangs in her home studio in Bow looks like a painting. It's actually hand embroidery. The common thread in her artwork, whether fabric or painting, is color.
It's wonderful. That's really the watercolor's dream, is to put these 2 colors together and know what they're going to make, but not know the intensity maybe, or how the light is going to pick it up. So that's the thrill.
Aside from Abe Lincoln, Susan loves to paint flowers, often finding her subjects in her own garden. She typically starts her paintings at the top, allowing the water to run.
Learning when to control it and when to let it go that's one of the magics of watercolor. There's not a whole lot of dripping on this one, but you can see where the colors have kind of come together with some pink and some yellow. And here you see the yellow and the greens.
The breadth and depth of Susan's work is seen in this Lincoln series. The first picture, done in graphite, the second, watercolor, and third, fabric and stitching with watercolor underneath.
It tells the story of how hard Lincoln was working and how complicated his life was.
Susan's work has been exhibited around New Hampshire. This month, all of February, Two Villages Art Society in Kentucky is showing her collection.
President Lincoln is so well known that everyone who comes in and looks at the work will have some kind of response to it and some familiarity, and maybe begin thinking as she is about that whole notion of what a president is or can be or should be and what that means for us today.
Precisely the conversation Susan Rock hopes to spark.